back again, 11th of June, Wednesday. Almost 1:45 here in the UK at time of recording. But, first time in a while. And yeah, almost a year or just over a year since the last one. A couple of fans in the meantime, or one fan I should say, Zacko, when are you going to do a video? When are you going to do a video? And I've not got around to doing a video. I've been busy here with bloody car stuff and Auf Wiedersehen Pet. Auf Wiedersehen Pet stuff, for those that don't know what that is, that's a UK TV programme that started in the 80s. And I help out a little bit with the website on that. Just info and bits and bobs. Bits on the forum if it gets funny. And location videos, which are always fun to do. And there's, you know, still things I've got to do now. And typical, the cat starts clawing the crap out the scratching post. Shut up, Jess. Oh, and here he comes. Come on then. Come on then. You always get in on these videos, don't you? You always get in. You've got to make sure you're there. Now this. There you are, look. Bit of history for the UK. This is a TV kids programme, Postman Pat. And Postman Pat, for bloody years, I'm not sure if he's even older than me, but for years Postman Pat had a cat called Jess. You see that black and white chap there with a pink nose? No black spot on his chin, this one, but this one has. But this is the reason why one of my kitties, this chap, got his name, isn't it, Jess? Jess Felix, because there's a cat advert called Felix, for Felix cat food, who's got this same white stripe on his nose. Look at that camera. Look at that camera. Look at the camera. Look. Just on YouTube. You will be. Yes, go on. Stop clawing scratching posts when I'm recording. Bloody cats, man. Bloody cats. We got another cat over here. Whisk is over there. He absolutely hates the mask. Whisk! He's ignoring me. I think he knows what's going on here. I know you're recording, bug off. Yes. Anyway, it is time to catch up some of the latest news in the GhostFace world. Yes, Ashley Tenarchi, as she is called, not Tenace, Mr. Zach. Her name is not Tennis or Tenace, it's Tenarchi. She's done video lately, screenmovies.com's now her website. With a dash in the middle of that, Screen Dash Movies. Zacko's just bloody mad. You've got to get there, haven't you? Zacko, he's got his couple of Facebook groups with sales and trade at GhostFace and Scream stuff. And he's been doing these daft bloody videos lately, good God. You can certainly tell the age gap in between these bloody webmaster videos, I tell you. You've got hellosydney.com, Rodrigo. He just doesn't do videos, which is fine, but he does a good website, which has been revamped. You got Ashley Tenarchi, who is a young teen, so that's trouble straight away, you see. Young teen, Ashley Tenarchi. She does obviously the screenmovies.com, and Zacko, a mad Scream and Ghostface fan, because he bloody is really. He starts putting all these bloody thunder bloody rubbish in his videos. You're not right, Zacko. You're just not right, honestly, mate. Just do the news and keep the thunder out of it. There's enough bloody bad weather in this world. It's probably there on his American accent going, Tim, it's just a joke, man. Yeah, and I can't even do that bloody pretending. But since the last video, oh dear, it's been quite a while, and in between that time I finally got to get my backside out of this country and into New York, and Jesus Christ, what a city that place is. If anyone's, you know, been, is me. Oh, I got me 9/11 Memorial t-shirt on. Still got the Ghostface hat though, that came over. But basically, yeah, we got to New York, went to the city, and after 7 nights in the city, went to Long Island. When I went to Long Island, went to, obviously to Port Jefferson, and met RJ, and we saw Fun World, me and the missus. See, she's you know, cool as a cucumber normally, very calm, very patient, and she just sort of, you know, absorbed it all. She sat in Fun World with a straight face. She's like, yeah, is this Fun World? Yeah. And here's me like, yeah, they're in Fun World, bloody hell, we're finally here, met RJ. You know, there's a mask there, there's a mask there, we're in his office. Computer up in the top corner, here's the phone that probably he talks to me on, you know, all these bits and bobs. My God. The chap just doesn't stop, Mr. Torbert, DRJ. He just does not stop at all. When we was there, I think, I don't know, he was speaking to a couple of people on the phone, and it's fine, you know, we don't mind because it's his job and he's busy. But it's overwhelming when you get there. And RJ himself, jeez, the bloke is, I don't know, like a piggy bank with a hole in the bottom. Just keeps giving and giving, it just keeps coming. It's just constant. And so when Port Jefferson, we met him for the first time after 2 days being in America. We went over on a Friday, got there 8 o'clock on a Friday night in New York, went to what's called the Jewel Hotel on West 51st Street, and 30-second walk from the Rockefeller Plaza. Very nice place, I'd love to go out there. And yeah, we got there, and that was a Friday night. On the Saturday we had a walkabout, so, you know, saw some locals, took the camera about. All these people on street corners, they like plonk a CD in your hand. You're like, yo man, get this, have a listen to that. You're like, wow, what is it? Oh, that's $5. You're like, what? Didn't want it in the first place. You got to watch what you're doing with people on street corners, trust me. You can just walk in by, they'll try and grab you. And so, yo man, listen to this is my CD. $20 donation, $5 donation, $10 donation. There's policemen in the distance just there like, watching. He's like, come on out me, for God's sake. But on the Saturday we carried on walking to, I forget the number with the pier, but we went to a certain pier, and you can see this big massive warship in the bloody background, then an old Concorde behind it. People are there, I'm like, oh, that's a so-and-so you mean? Okay, yeah. But we went on what's called a water taxi. Went on the yellow one, because there's a few people that do these like boat tours. Obviously if it'd be New York, not going to have just one. So we went on a water taxi. We basically went the length of the thing, of the route, just to have a gander. It takes you down to a few different stops, just like being on a bus in Nottingham, except Nottingham's not as exciting, trust me. But yeah, it's good. And then finally, in real life, after seeing that disaster on telly all them years ago, we get to see the World Trade Center site in the distance, and there it is, beaming straight into the sky, big bloody airfield on it, Freedom Tower. Went to see the memorial pools. Bloody hell, the size of that place is just nuts. You can't believe that them buildings are actually that tall and wide, and you know. This is, you know, after sadly the tragedy happened, we've seen it, but the museum was still being worked on, so we didn't get to see that. But yeah, understandable. Things take time. And transportation hub, you can see that taking shape. But overall, New York was just bloody mesmerising. The people there, you know, the streets, how close they are, the blocks as they call them. Some of them are people who are really friendly, others you sort of, you know, as in the street corners where they try and just place stuff in your hand and then ask you for, you know, money for giving you that. You're like, oh, I don't want it. It's really weird. But it's all good when you, you know, you got things lined up. The missus had it planned. Oh, we'll do this today, we'll do a tour on that, we'll do a bus tour on this, we'll do a night tour on that night. And it all went good. It was really nice. I did miss my kitties. Yeah, he's here now. You just see him, top of him. Yeah, we did miss the cats, but you know, at the same time, it was the first time in over 10 years me and the missus had holiday. It's the first holiday we ever had. So it was all good, really good to go to New York. Long Island was just the bonus afterwards. We had 4 nights in Long Island, and it was just bloody, I don't know, didn't seem real. It was surreal, basically. But like I say, the Saturday we did that water taxi, and then the Sunday, that was the first time we went to Long Island and Port Jefferson, because at the Port Jefferson Library there was an event on for RJ and 2 other authors, Toby Speed and Judy Culbertson, all basically 3 authors, obviously RJ, all 3 authors that had based the books in and around Port Jefferson, and they all basically attended an event at the library, and there was a few people there. Bear in mind, this is the first time I was ever going to meet RJ, and you know, it's nervous. And me and the missus got to the library, was asking, oh yeah, we're here for the event. Oh yes, yes. No, the toilets aren't there. So we went to the bathroom, as they say in America, and then we sat in this room. As you go in the library, you walk into the reception and you go down, there's some steps going down, and the missus was writing up a like a journal or sort of diary every day of what we were doing and what we'd seen, so she didn't forget. I mean, I had the camcorder anyway, and you know, I was filming whatever I could, and I really did feel like a bloody dickhead tourist at times, but at the same time, when you get back here, you learn to appreciate the footage, because you think, oh, there's Grand Central, look, there's World Trade, look. You couldn't do that if we was back here now. We could just visualise it in our heads or look at the still pictures. But when you look back at the footage, it's really good that you got it, because you can show people, say, oh yeah, that's how tall it was, look, there's me stood in front of this, or there's Mrs. stood in front of that. But on the Sunday we was in the library, and we just saw RJ arrive in the distance, and then where we were sitting, there was stairs going down again to this room, and I saw some staff there, popped my head into the room, and all of a sudden I thought, ah, we're in the right place, because this was one of the chaps hanging up on the walls. Oh yes, the hen's teeth of metallics. 1, because of the tag, and 2, see if we can get it. Don't get out of it. 2, because of that stamping, and we've got obviously all 4 colours of mass with that in. We'll get to that later, but this chap, along with the other metallics, and there was a GhostFace groundbreaker, there was a costume, there was a couple of mummy masks, there was something else I can't remember, but there was basically in the background of the room set up for the event. So the event sort of gets going, and it's pretty, still thinking about it now, I can't believe it, because I was in the same room as RJ, but I'm trying to get my words out now, RJ, if he's watching. I hope you are. I was in the room, and all of a sudden, you know, obviously as time goes on and the time approaches for the event, people start appearing. I just caught a glimpse of him, and Mrs. like, is that RJ? I'm like, yeah. So you can talk to him? I'm like, no. So let him get set up, let him get settled. Let him, what's it called? Let the event get started, then I'll talk to him afterwards. Because, you know, it's getting close to the time anyway. So anyway, the event comes on, and people start talking, the 2 authors and the chap that was, that worked for the library. And he talks, and then, you know, the authors go up and say the bit, and on RJ's bit, he didn't mention me, say that I come from the UK. I was like, bloody hell. I'd known full well that behind me was RJ's wife and his daughter and his, I think his assistant Brittany, a couple of his friends, and I was just, not really, I didn't really show it, I wasn't physically shaking, but I was nervous. And he's just talking, and he says, when he's doing his speech, he says, oh, all these masks, Tim, says, are yours to take back. I was like, bloody hell. And I couldn't, I said, no thanks, you know, all these people around me listening, like, you're embarrassed to say anything, in case you say the wrong thing. But in the end, I got to take home, from that event, a full set of metallics, green, red, purple and blue, with the red GhostFace tag on the new tag. Not seen with that tag, because they're normally the black and red purple mask on the end of it tag, or like last year in 2013 they're this dodgy pink tag with the French word mask and then the English word mask and a ghost and a witch or something on it, and a little Fun World logo in the corner. But it was all good. It was just a nice little sort of introduction for me to RJ, and the missus to meet him and his wife and Shannon, and it was really nice. And I remember after the event finished, was like gutted because, you know, I've got to go back to New York now, bloody hell, I just met him and I got to go again. But we knew it was good, and, you know, to meet him at the end of the week afterwards. But surreal, very surreal. Well, we did go to Z Peter, as they call it. I call it Z Peter. I mean, Z's a letter Z into it in English. But we went to Z Peter afterwards, met Joey Z. We met quite a few of the staff. One of them had the bloody GhostFace here with the face of fear on it. I was like, oh, I've got to get a picture of that. I got a picture of that. I forget the chap's name, but I'll have to try and get a picture on the video. Yeah, it just was gutting to leave after we got a taxi about a mile up the road to the Port Jefferson train station. The train come, back we went into New York. We enjoyed the week in New York, and then like I say, end of the week it was back to Port Jefferson, and that's when the magic happened again. We got to meet RJ again for once. It, you know, after the library event we was back and we was in this nice place, the hotel at Danfords. The hotel at Danfords doesn't just stay in one sort of area or building. It's split into loads of different parts, and we was up almost opposite the library, and what in RJ's book was called the Red Onion Cafe. So we was like seconds from that. I mean, you walk out the door and the street's there. We was in what's called the 1892 house, and yeah, it showed it's aged, but at the same time it was perfectly livable. And there was a couple of shops nearby, and there was, you know, Z Peter obviously was nearby if we wanted to go there. Starbucks, they had a big bloody Gap shop for clothes and bits, and the marina, you know, we had a walk around the marina. But all good, and still, you know, can't believe it happened to this day. But I don't know, it's just you hate leaving a place like that, you really do. But when it come to RJ seeing us, you know, he brought me and the missus dinner. You feel guilty as hell, you really do. And he brought me this chat. I said on an email to him while I was over there, I said, any chance you can just bring a HHN so I can see one in the flesh, so to speak, while over there? And he goes, oh yeah, he says, this is a HHN. I was like, bloody hell. This is mass number 248. And as we was leaving leaving Z Peter after having a meal with him, it also brought a couple of other masks. I've got a couple of ultra-whites from the CVS up the road at the time for him to sign, because Stefan in Norway wanted one. And I wanted one just to have him, you know, a signed ultra-white from him. And he come and he had a couple of mummy masks that he'd signed, and he gave one to me and one went to Stefan. And I say he had this chap to show me, and as we was walking out he says something along the lines of, you know what Tim, I think you should just keep that mask. I was like, bloody hell. I felt really guilty about that. So Jesus, I've asked him to bring this HHN now, he's asking me to, well, he's not asking me, he's saying he can keep it. And I thought, how can I turn HHN down? I'm not going to see him again. You know, this is the chap. I like to keep him in this, in the head bag. I wouldn't mind some more of these bags off you, to be honest, RJ, because they're just the right size. The bags over here, bloody hell, with regards to putting masks in, you got all different sizes and they don't always match up. But yeah, without boring you too much more about it, me and the missus had a good time in the fun world. New York, Long Island, Port Jefferson, you know, wherever we went it was all good. You couldn't really be depressed or bloody sad over there, because one, it was a holiday, and two, everything was brand new to you, you know what I mean? I remember landing at JFK, I could just see in the distance this little flicking light like that. She goes, what's that? I said, bloody hell, it's top of the Freedom Tower, man. Jesus, and you know, to be, oh, it was JFK, but to be in the same sort of vicinity as that bloody building, I said, Jesus, it was, you sort of tingle, you're like, geez, World Trade's over there, Jesus Christ. And you just can't believe it, and then, you know, you're in the taxis and all the rest of it, and it is I remember watching Crocodile Dundee before I went to get an idea of New York. You know, some people are liking the film, and others, you know, like the taxis and stuff out of the drive. That's bloody right as well. But we had a shuttle, as they called it, which basically just like a big van with lots of, like a minibus in England, in the UK. and it says, oh, this is the shuttle take you to the hotel. It drops people off at other hotels, and it sort of like goes round a certain order. If you know people are dropped off before you, they're dropped off before you. If you're first on the list, then you know obviously you go. And gee, the driving, man, the driving, absolutely mad. They're scuffing past each. You see all these cars going by, bloody scuffs on the bumpers, paint wore off, dents in the doors, bloody, you know, hubcaps missing. You know, Jesus Christ. And a couple of locals were told, oh yeah, that's normal, that, yeah, they'll get past each other if they can. I remember being on top of a tour bus, and we was looking down at the traffic below where they had the camera going, and you're seeing the smallest gaps, they're just edging through, like, yeah, get out of the bloody way, I'm coming through. You're like, my God. And one bus did it to our bus, it cut us up, and we're just like, woo, forward, because he slammed his anchors on at the last second. Like, Jesus Christ, was you not going to let him in? He's a bus. And God almighty, it was just nuts. Some of the taxi drivers were fine. Other people are in Porsches. I'm like, what are you driving a Porsche around New York for? Someone's going to scuff you, mate. But I must say, on the Porsches I did see, there was no scuffs. So obviously people know to leave off. Or either that or Porsches just stay out of the way and let everyone in. I don't know. But yeah, it was just one mad experience, but a good experience. All the shops that are there, you know, the M&M store. The Lego shop, the Rockefeller Plaza, the top of the rock we went to, Empire State, the I say 9/11 Memorial, we went round the pools there, and it's just so bloody big. We went into Greenwich Village, you know, we saw NYPD shop and FDNY, whatever it is, because my brother wanted some official stuff. Oh, if it's not official I don't want it. So we went down there with some of his money he gave us, and you know, we brought him what he wanted. But yeah, overall, it was a really nice trip. And at Fun World, RJ says, oh, I got this mask done, meant to be in mark of the 50th anniversary of Fun World, but I didn't like it. And this chap popped up, says, would you like to have it? I was like, gee, I'm sorry RJ, that's not really your accent. But he basically said, would you like to have it? I was like, yeah. I said, bloody hell. I said, you've already given me so bloody much. And I thought, well, I can't let it go. It's, you know, it's one of one. This is the chap. And yeah, I said, can you just sign it inside? And that's when he signed the one of a kind RJ Torbett, which you can bloody see there. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, I remember the missus, there's a picture of the missus with it on her hand like that, smiling away. And yeah, that was another mask to the collection. Felt so bloody guilty. Well, we was there, we did give RJ a donation to one of his charities, so I didn't feel too bad after that. But also while there, we got a tour of Face of Fear locations, you know, RJ driving us about. That was, God, it really just didn't seem real. But it was, you know. It's like, ah, this is where that happened, this is where that happened. Just there was where the building was, but now they've knocked it down. I was like, bloody hell. There's a hospital where so-and-so went, this character, and this street here is where there was a chase. I'm like, Jesus. And there's a memorial off a freeway. But we didn't walk all the way up to it, I regret that now. But I remember getting back to the hotel after, and I didn't know, but when me and the missus walked out to see where this memorial was, RJ put a tweet up saying he was showing us round. Obviously mentioned my Twitter name. I was like, yeah, here we go. That's what he was doing when he was looking down. But it's really good. What are you doing, Jess? Bloody cat, man. But yeah, so anyway, some good stuff, some cracking pictures, some really nice footage. The footage I shot of Mr. RJ will stay private. I promised him that. Not that it's nasty in any way, but that's my personal memories there, and it's going to stay confidential. I have actually still got to edit it properly. I've got about 10 minutes of footage because there's just so much footage I got in New York and so much to bloody put together. I mean, I'm going to end up with 4 DVDs, maybe 5 DVDs worth of footage, I'm sure. But at the same time, it was a hell of a place and a hell of a time. And, you know, I'd always go back there, definitely. But, goddamn, what a place. What a place. So, what's me can to say? Jesus, 26 minutes of rambling, man. My God. Well, let's get on with the news. In recent news, 2:10 almost, we're getting on a bit. In recent news, Screen 5 has been mentioned as basically a non-starter. Nev Campbell referred to it, Wes has referred to it in the past as well. A little while ago now, you'll see it on the archive pages or on the news page of the site. Basically, Screen 5 has been thought of. Harvey was trying to get Bob to do it, but obviously at this time he's probably not got his message into Bob, I don't know. For whatever reason, there's nothing happening on Screen 5. With regards to the Scream TV series, there's been recent movement on it. There's been casting sides put up for characters, and then in even more recent news, since before I'm doing this now, days just before, there have been videos up of people doing their auditions for characters. I can't remember all the characters' names, to be honest, because I've only put one video up on the news page. Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 videos on the link to Rodrigo's temporary blog, because Rodrigo's HelloSydney.com is being revamped at the minute. I don't know how far he is into it, to be honest, but I can only assume he's working on it. And because it was via him that I first saw these video auditions, I've linked to his blog page. So if you want to watch all the videos, go to his blog page, you'll see the link on the headline. But on my site there's just one of the videos and some text just saying what's going on. I've got me, just got a little tablet here that I'm checking my headlines on, because I've rambled on quite a bit about New York on this, I must say. But even so, there's, you know, damn good memories there. So also on my recent headlines, there was a while ago I put charity masks up, and it went down the page as headlines went on. Then I put it back up the top now, because the recent news is from RJ that all the signed masks have sold, and there's just signed books left. So if you want to donate to one of RJ or Wes's charities, or charities that they want you to donate to basically, then you will receive a book signed by RJ and Wes, and all the masks have gone. So get on there, see if you can clear the books out. There was, yeah, I thought there was 15 books originally. I don't know how many are left at the second, but if you want a bit of the Face of Fear history there, and the Hen's Teeth for Face of Fear books being signed by Wes and RJ, I haven't got one. If I was a working chap and earning a bit of money, I'd definitely have one. But at this time, get onto the news page, read what you've got to do. You've got to send basically a cheque, or you got to pay to Harper's Press and tell them what charity it's going for, and they'll send you a book basically. And there you go, there's your Face of Fear. You can always keep it like a pristine copy. In my thing I brought, this is actually like a case for a tablet, you know, like an iPad or something. Brought from a shop underneath the Rockefeller Plaza. I forget the name of the shop now. But they had all this stuff, and I really love this New York subway stuff, all the maps and the coloured lines and everything. And I've got a t-shirt that's got this design on. Looks a bit weird on me, to be honest. I don't know, it makes me look a bit strange having all these weird coloured on me. Don't exactly make my figure, because I haven't got one. Doesn't exactly make my figure stand out. But keep my pristine copy of the Face of Fear. Fear. Isn't it? Where's that mask? Yes, the cat hates the mask. But yeah, I keep my pristine copy of the Face of Fear. Not the tablet. The tablet can balls basically. Don't want the tablet in there. Keep my copy of the book in there. But if now you've don't know what the Face of Fear, well, you should know, you've just seen the book. If you haven't got your copy, then go buy it, because you've got a damn good story here. And I've said this on my latest video just over a year ago. Get out there, get on the internet, whether it's on Kindle, whether it's on iPad, whether it's the paperback copy, buy the bloody thing, for God's sake. Oh, you're plugging this, all the little haters out there, all the little moaners. Yeah, I'm plugging it because it's damn good. I don't read books, and as I said, I completed that in just under 24 hours. Because I just stuck into it. It's one of them years thing, oh, I'll just read to the end of this chapter. And, you know, I'll go and get some dinner or whatever, because I'll carry it on tomorrow. And you get to the end of the chapter, you're like, bloody hell, what happened now? So you carry on, and then you get to the end of that one, oh, hang on, I've got to see what happens after this, and you carry on, you know, and that's how I got through it. Other people take the time. Put the black thread off on my mask. And yeah, other people just blitz through it quick as anything, but I do know people online that have, you know, oh, I'm just coming to finish it now, like, bloody hell, after all this time. But, you know, people's time's took up in all different kinds of ways. So, moving on. Oh yes, what's this chap here? What's this chap? Metallics. GhostFace metallic masks. In 2013 we lost the red mask, which basically means this chap, which is the 2013 mask, another set 2 stamp in the top of it from RJ in Port Jefferson, basically means that's another hen's teeth mask, which I'm glad to own. But in 2013 the red was discontinued, only blue, purple and green, and it had that other tag on it, the pink tag. This year I did ask RJ again, and he says yes, only savers or sort of value village, like alternate stores or part of the same group, only they will be having them. I don't know at this time how many are being made or how many have been made. Whether it will be the same pinky tag on it, I don't know. But again, this year it's the same with regards to colours. No red, blue, purple and green only. So later in the year, come September, you get down to your savers, say, you got any of those masks coming? If they say, oh yes, but we don't put them out yet, then, you know, see if they'll save some for you. If not, just basically get your backside down there and get on it. You get yourself some rare masks, because it's not known how many times these things are going to appear in future years. I don't know. Just checking on the tablet here, because I normally put the computer on, to be honest, but it gets so hot up there at the minute. The computer kicks out so much bloody heat, even with a new fan on the damn thing. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yes, the face of fear. RJ put up a link recently to some of the chap's name's actually Jason Lash, but he seems to prefer Jace. But Jason Lash had a lot of stuff up, like material used for the first book, and there was a link for you to go there. You can look at the actual picture of the mask they used and that ended up on the front of the book. You can see the actual picture of the mask that's on the back of the book, which RJ designed, if I remember correctly. And there's some damn good pictures there, basically showing the face of fear being, you know, put into what it is, with regards to the book cover and the art and the work that went into it. And very good stuff there, Jace. It's very good. I quite enjoy looking for them images, to be honest. Yes, some recent events as well in the UK. Oh no, my memory card's flashing. Recent events in the UK, on May the 9th there was a charity ghost hunt run by Mr. Dean Maynard, or Dean Midas Maynard, as some people know him. This went on at Darlington Civic Theatre, up in Darlington, surprisingly, north east of England. And I got to run around as GhostFace for a couple of hours, scaring the crap out of people. Oh, it was brilliant. Come on, I can have you. And because it was mostly ladies that were there was always screaming, basically. It was brilliant. The amount of times I'd appear up the top level, and then I'd find me a secret way to sort of like creep downstairs to go around back of the stage and then scare them on the stage and then scare them somewhere else. I got one lady right at the start of the event. She just come into the theatre, she just clocked the mask, had me fearsome on. I had to use a fearsome, classic mask, because I got a fantastic, but fearsome did a good job. And I just sort of stood there still as stone, and she's like, you effing plank. She backed off to get away from me. She fell over a bin, so the bin went over as well. Oh, I was like, yes, within the first 10 seconds I've got one of them. She's panicked, fell over a bin, and mission accomplished. But there was £385 raised for the charity. The charity was for a place called St Teresa's Hospice, and RJ did help out with this, with regards to sending a couple of masks to be auctioned, signed by Wesson himself, and he did sign a couple of books and send them over as well. I think Dean says, if I remember correctly, it was the highest amount they'd raised so far. That's it, that made me happy. He said, oh, I'm going to have to do this again, and there's talk of doing one for Halloween, but we'll see. you'll see the pictures on the news page there of me and Dean and me and the whole group, and a Miss Kiki DeVille from the UK's programme The Voice. She was one of the contestants there. She wasn't in the final group picture because she got home then, but all good stuff. Okay, just going down my tablet here. I don't normally use a tablet, to be honest, but it's coming in handy today. NECA, yes, NECA that did the GhostFace figures in the past, 2011. The Zombo, didn't they? They did the head knocker and the classic mask, or zombie I should say. Again, as you will see on the site, there's a new figure coming, meant to be like a retro style figure, and the robe appears to be based on the Fun World robe, not as such the movie robe. At this time it's just, you can see he's got a cell phone there, an old 90s cell phone. He's got the Book 120 and he's got the classic mask. Whether there'll be any versions of another mask in the same figure, I don't know. We're not sure at the minute with this one. But also with regards to new stuff, a Ghostface scaler should be coming. I've seen a Freddy Krueger on these online. There's a couple others out there, isn't there, like a Jason one or something. I know Rodrigo's put up a picture of the Freddy one recently, and also with regards to stuff like that, it should be coming later this year, so these should be sooner rather than later, so that's always a good thing. And we look forward to see, you know, what they're like in real life. Just checking here. Yeah, another new item. This was announced via Robert Scott Bean, major Scream and Ghostface fan, oh yes, on Twitter. Very good pals with Maggie Houston. And he got to announce the Fade In and Out Ghostface masks, which is another one for this year, 2014 Halloween. Basically like the Bleeding Mask mould, but glows up in green, then fades off, then glows up, then fades off. There is info on this obviously on the news page, and there's a link that takes you to the mask page, and there is a video of the mask on there that Fun World have put up, and you can see, you know, the action of the mask, basically what it does. And to be honest, for a mask in that mould, it actually looks quite good, because it's almost got the fearsome-ish eyes as well. But another nice mask version out later this year, and another one for the collections for many people. Some probably gonna, like me, buy it, stick it on the wall, let it collect and dust a bit, dust it off now and again. Others will be out there using it on Halloween. That was the thing with going to New York in October as well. I mean, in Port Jefferson, they've got all these little benches here and there and everywhere, and there were things, you know, strung to lampposts as well. Of these Halloween figures and scarecrows and pumpkins. I mean, that had been Nottingham, some arsehole would have come and, you know, ripped the head off or pulled the legs or the arms off, or just basically ripped it apart, and you'd never have seen it. But in Port Jefferson, all the 4 days we were there, when we were staying in the place itself, just all remained intact. And I remember saying to the missus, geez, these just wouldn't be here now if it was back home. Someone had got hold of it, had a few drinks, and, you know, pulled it apart. But I dread to think what other people would have done if they had a few drinks and seen them. Probably tried chatting the damn thing up. I go to Scarecrow, mate. Alright, yeah. That's right, coming back to my place to have a drink. Yeah. But the duration of our stay in Port Jefferson, these things that were scattered around the streets all over the place remained fully intact, and I was just like, Jesus, I wish this could be the same back home. As people look at it, go, yeah, I can see that's there for this time of year, and leave it alone. But you know, it don't always go that way, does it? So, what else? Also regarding October of last year, my site was mentioned in a magazine in the USA called Today's Vintage. Also mentioned was basic facts about Ghostface and RJ's book Face of Fear, and how the mask sort of came about, sort of entering the world, basically, to the world of the fans. There is a little screenshot of it there. I do have the magazine upstairs, which Julia, I can't say I can't say the last name, Julia P, I will say, But thank you, Julie, if you ever do see this, for contacting me and telling me what I needed to send. I sent a couple of pictures of my collection and the signed mass with the 4 signatures on. So that was good, just to get the magazine and say, look, bloody hell, I've actually been featured in something here. Someone said the website's okay, they like it, and, you know, told all the others in these magazine to go have a look at it. And obviously RJ was mentioned. As soon as I was contacted by her, I was straight onto RJ, because I was, you know, Jesus. I think some people get the wrong idea about my website sometimes, thinking it's connected to Funworld. It is in a way, yeah, because I talked to RJ, but the site isn't actually part of Funworld, which I'm sure a few people probably sort of wonder about, unless they read the notice I put on the main index page now. But yeah, just checking the list. 50 years of Funworld last year, The Face of Fear came out last year. In January this year it was the Expo show again in Houston. RJ put some pictures up of, like, as he always does, of like the setup of the booth. Stanley Geller appeared on a couple of pictures, and a nice model called Ali. Oh, very nice model. Picture of Icon of Halloween, GhostFace. You see this all on the news page, it is all still there. Click on the pictures, they'll open up in a new window and you'll see them in the full size. I'm just doing this now. The tablet's froze. Oh, God almighty. It's not something I bought, this is what my grandma bought, and she didn't like it and gave it to me. Because Skype would not work through the loudspeaker, which is a bit iffy. But apparently it does now because the software has been updated. But yeah, basically, chaps, I mean, without going on too much longer, I think we've gone on a bit long enough today. It's just been non-stop with things recently regarding cars, and I've been filming for location videos for Alfie Design Pet website, because I love those locations and the programme's brilliant. If any US fans out there go, what the hell's Alfie Design Pet? Go on YouTube, find it online somewhere. I'm sure there'll be an episode or 2 up there. They keep getting taken off here and there at the minute because of copyright laws. I'm not saying go and buy this and upload them all online, but if you do come across a DVD, you're not wasting your money. And even though this is my GhostFace.co.uk video, I think Design Pet's nothing to do with this site, but any Americans out there want something entertaining to watch, forget all this modern crap. We don't need it. You go watch Alfie Design Pet and you tell me it's bad, and I'll tell you what, not many of you will, especially regarding the first 2 series. But again, that's, you know, another reason for being a bit busy. Again, with getting around to do this video, it's taken quite a while, but at the same time, you know, just show a couple of masks with the HHN248 with Mr. Gold. Oh yes, 1 of 1. Thank you very much for that, RJ. Red tag, green mask. Okay, blue tag. Blue mask with the red tag. Oh yes, the hen's teeth of 2013 metallics. Mr. Red. Oh yes, look at that beauty. And one of my actually more favourite colours, to be honest. I don't mind these colours at all before this one, but something about the purple mask, just I like the purple. Mr. Purple. Red tag, hen's teeth. See if we can yeah, RJ signed one on the inside as well. I got asked the chap to do me the honour. Yeah, little squiggle there. Oh yes. 2013 edition, set 2. Jesus. I remember when I saw these on the wall in Port Jefferson, I was like, bloody hell. I said to Mrs, I goes, bloody hell, look at those masks. She goes, what? She don't know. I goes, you don't see those masks on that tag. She goes, oh. I said, yeah. I says, that's bloody hen's teeth and metallics. They're just masks to me. I said, yeah, okay, fair enough. Oh, the tablet's kicked back in again. Yeah, and then it's gone off again. Piece of crap. So yeah, basically, chaps, the Scream TV series is underway as of this time, and yesterday I tweeted RJ, said, look, is a mask going to be involved? Says, as of now there's been communication, but at the minute nothing. Oh, hang on. Tablet's gone on a Mardy. That's why I'd never bloody buy one, not of this make anyway. Prestigio. Crapio more like. Yeah, so at the minute there's no confirmations GhostFace is involved, but we will see. Leave it at that for now, it says. This little chap, just wanted to plonk him in there because in the UK we don't see these little sort of extras. This is hanging decoration in the old fearsome font there, look, and the old style purple and black. This come from Party City in New York. I saw a couple of these. I was like, get them. So I bought a couple of masks, and then we saw these on the way out. I was like, bloody hell, I've got to go back and get some of them. A bit like the hanging decorations you've seen in the past, the same sort of mould masks. These are actually polystyrene, it seems. But the one I've got upstairs, it's like a thick plastic. But again, some more GhostFace collectibles. The Subway holder for the Prestige book, yes. As I said before, if you haven't bought one of these, I suggest you do so at your earliest convenience. If you fancy a couple of quiet nights, want to get your head stuck in a book, get on it. That's all I'm going to say. I've got 3 copies of this, so I can have one like that, one stood like that, and then the spine. Just for a little display, like, eh? Okay, metallics, HHN, gold masks, we've shown them all. For now, not like all these other fan videos lately, to be honest. But for now, we're going to leave you. There are, talking of fan videos, there are fan videos on the news page that I've looked at recently. I thought, yeah, not bad. So have a gander with them if you need something to watch on YouTube regarding to GhostFace. Mr. Zacko, he's been plonking up some video clips as well. They look to be quite good. Oh dear, put the masks away. With regards to upcoming stuff, I don't know what's going to be happening with GhostFace. Obviously we've got the scalers to look forward to. We've got the NECA retro style figure to come. We've got the fade in and out mask. More metallics coming. If anything pops up in the meantime, obviously we'll put it on the site. But apart from that, that's about it, chaps. We've rambled on quite a bit on this one, to be honest. Mainly because of New York and, you know, talking about the trip. But it's something, you know, I won't ever forget, and I'm sure the missus won't. Definitely the camcorders won't, because of the amount of bloody footage I've got. I filled 7 memory cards, Jesus. They're like 16 and gigs mainly, and like 132 gig. But, you know, Central Park, the Plaza, the bits from Home Alone 2, bits from Crocodile Dundee, bits from Brewster's Millions, you know, because they use the Plaza as well. Just see all this plays in real life. It's just so nice. You see all those horses and carts and the chaps that, you know, oh yeah, give me $100, I'll take you down the road. You're like, Jesus, go. Yeah, I've just got that in my wallet, mate. I'll just flutter it away on that. Yeah. Pricey. But, you know, again, the Apple Store, FAO Schwartz, just all these different places. And it is one hell of a city. Anyone there watching the vids now, maybe watch the site, say, I might get to New York one day. Yeah, I suggest you do. If you get a chance, go to Long Island, go to Port Jefferson, go see where Face of Fear was based. Because that time, bloody hell, it's just picturesque. And you see that ferry going off in the distance, you're like, oh, we should have gone. That's the one thing we should have done. To think that at one point I was only a couple of hours away from Mr. John Valerie, aka Harvard Books Examiner, aka Screen Franchise Examiner. Close, John, close. I remember sending him, I think, an email at the time. I said, John, I'm actually in Port Jefferson at the minute. So, oh, I wish we could have arranged something. I was like, oh, don't worry about it. But yeah, really nice to go over there, meet Shannon, Roseanne, RJ, Brittany. Brittany's, I think it was Brittany's mum and dad, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But anyone that was with RJ on the first Sunday I met him. And Jerry Z, and all the staff in the restaurant, everyone was so bloody friendly. Even at Danford, you know, you could walk around there and not be worried. There was only one time in Port Jefferson I got a little bit sort of on edge when I decided to take the camera out. I think it was on either a Saturday or a Sunday night. I think it was Saturday night. I said to the missus, look, I'm just going to walk around the camera just talk people through, you know, the viewers, whoever I show the video to, just where it is and what part of the hotel is and what street we're on. I'm just going to get, you know, a couple of night shots of Port Jefferson. And I walked around a bit, walked around past Danfords, and ended up going up Main Street towards Z Peter, and I was on the same side as Z Peter, and opposite there's like a little alleyway and a bench that goes up somewhere else, and there's this black chap bloody screaming his head off or something, having a go at someone. I was like, Jesus Christ, just keep the camera straight, just keep walking, let's get the hell out of here. I don't know what was going on, but apart from that, Port Jefferson's fine. The bonus with Port Jefferson, as a collector's point of view, was the fact there was a CVS up the road, like one of the main shops, and it was good to walk in and say, look, zombie mask, ultraviolet, bloody hell, give me him, give me him. I could have just brought every bloody mask I ever saw. New York City was even more better because I could actually walk around that place, and on many different blocks of different streets, and quite a few of them, oh look, Spirit Halloween, Spirit Halloween, Spirit Halloween. Oh look, another CVS, another CVS. Oh, Walgreens. For whatever reason, Walgreens didn't have the masks last year. CVS did have a few. Spirit had quite a few things. I got a little pocket screamer. Scarecrow version, I think. Yeah, it was Scarecrow. Did I get a bottle opener or a medallion? I can't remember. A couple of little extra bits in one of my boxes of masks somewhere. I put them all in the same sort of thing. I got a like the treat sack with a big GhostFace. It looks like a pillowcase to us in the UK, but I got a treat sack. I got some a zombie deluxe. I got a normal deluxe, which we just don't find over here. We have to go on eBay and pay rip-off prices. But we got some good stuff. We got some good version masks. I think I brought about 18 to 20 masks back, including the ones RJ gave me. And the missus was like, geez, how are we going to get all this in the case? It has to weigh a certain amount. You have to carry it on, you know, with something else. Everything was fine in the end. We sorted it out. But we were close to the weight limit. I was like, Jesus, you wouldn't think all those masks would weigh that much, you know, just adding on. But we did it, we got back, and I remember going upstairs and unpacking, thinking, yes, I've got all these bloody versions that I can't get over here. And I haven't had to pay rip-off postage or daft eBay prices. We finally got what we want for a decent price. And it was really nice for once, just to be able to do that. The only thing I didn't see when I was over there, because I didn't see any in New York, I don't think there are any, I'm not sure. I think the closest is New Jersey, was a Savers or a Value Village. But it don't matter because RJ gave me the metallics anyway. Very kind of him. But yeah, one hell of a time that you just won't forget. One hell of a long run time video this is probably going to be as well. So apologies to the fans for the waffling. To the fans, I should say. Oh dear, it's been a long week this week. It's only just started as well. But yeah, we'll try again another time now to leave you to it. I must thank very much for recent contact and for everything he did when he was over there as RJ, and your wife and Shannon and all your friends on the Sunday, and Jerry and everyone in Z Peter. Everyone that we come across was just absolutely brilliant. Couple of taxi drivers over there, but that wasn't your fault. Couple of, you know, you're like, oh, he's a bit dodgy here. But the drive around Port Jefferson and Long Island when RJ's shown us, you know, Face of Fear tour, I call it. It was brilliant. You know, it was on American freeways and highways, and you know, we didn't get a driving permit to go over there because we didn't know what we'd be doing 100% in, I don't know, Long Island. We didn't want to, you know, sort of go on the road and smash into someone because we're not used to the wrong side of the road. But it was really nice to get in the car of RJ and say, oh, this is the pink mansion, this is that, this is it. And you're like, Jesus. It was weird for me to just look across and just see him sat there. The cherry on the cake, apart from the mass versions he gave me, was definitely walking around Fun World. And then RJ being RJ, after walking around Fun World, he said, oh, we got to go, you know, it's time to go home. He always said days before, he says, oh, I'll take you back from Fun World to Port Jefferson, because he didn't live far away from Port Jeff. And we're going home, or we're going back to Port Jefferson, and he's driving us, and that's just surreal on its own. I was like, Jesus, Mrs. in the back, I'm next to him in the front. We see what the American rush hour's like, you know, it's getting dark. And he said, oh, I've got one more surprise. I was like, Jesus Christ. It goes enough, man, you know, mass versions, tour of Fun World, tour of Face of Fear locations, what is Base the Booker, a meal, give. It was just overwhelming as hell, and it made me feel really guilty. I'm sure the missus as well. And they said, you know, one more thing. I said, oh no. I said, what's that? He says, how are you getting back to the airport? Not like that, but you know what I mean. I said, oh, we've got a taxi booked, it's like so-and-so dollars. I forget how much it was. A bit pricey, but you know, we had the money left over and we didn't really care. We just had to get back to the airport and that was that. He said, oh no, and he pulled in and he was on his phone and he phoned up this place. I was like, oh, no answer. And he left this answer phone message and it was just like seconds/minutes afterwards the phone rang. Hello? And it was this company phone for a limo. And he just says, look, basically, this is the situation, this is the name of the people. I think he said my name, Wagstaff. And he got a limo booked for us to take us to JFK the next morning, early in the morning, about 4 in the morning. I was like, my God, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, RJ, you just do too much. And you know, he said, no. I said, okay, I can do this. You pay the same as what you would have paid for the taxi. Because the taxis over there in Port Jeff, there was a few of them that we saw, and they just don't appear to care about them too much now. Needed a bit of a hoover, probably needed a wash. Apart from this one, and there's this little foreign lady, and I forget where she was from, and it was immaculate. It's like she just, you know, drove it out of the new taxi showroom or something. It had been hoovered, it had been washed, the windows were streak free, the bloody tyres were gleaming, the paintwork were gleaming. And we commented to her, she goes, oh, thank you very much, I do look after it, I like my job. I said, okay. And she was brilliant, she was. And then all of a sudden, to say that we were going from this sort of standard taxi we're used to seeing, and you know, if we got lucky with the lady one, it was good because she was clean. But all of a sudden it was, you're not going in a taxi, you're going to go in style and comfort. I said, bloody hell, it just didn't feel right because, you know, it's like you're meant to be a rock star or something. He said, you're going in style and comfort, you're going in a limo. Name of the driver. And the driver, I forget his name, sadly, but I got him on my footage. And he was brilliant. He chatted to us on the way, and we were just there, and he got so much leg room. You go past your feet. Sorry, Jess. And it just carries on, you know, because it's a limo. And we just felt sort of spoilt and guilty. And I don't know, it was just weird to be in such a nice car, in so much comfort, just gliding along to JFK thinking we'll be home soon. Or at the very least, you know, we'll be at JFK as long as there's no delays, and thankfully there wasn't. But for RJ to do that as a last minute thing, I was like, Jesus Christ, it's just too much, man. It's just too much. So thank you, RJ. I couldn't believe it. And we got pictures of us outside the taxi, and I had the camera on me little walk around mount thing. And the driver says, oh, let me film you in front of the limo. You know, it's always one missing when someone's filming. You see your missus, or you see the, you know, one of the couple, you never see them together. And he filmed us and he took some pictures. And so, you know, basically have a nice trip, and that's it. We was heading back home again, and we come back. Yeah, it was raining in the UK, so that says it all, doesn't it? But it was really nice. For RJ to do that as a last surprise, after everything he'd done for us in the first place, the meal, the tour, the mass at the library, the HHN, the bloody gold mask, the tour of Fun World, bloody hell. It was just so much that that chap gives. And if I was a rich son of a bitch, you know, like millionaire, I'd happily donate a shite load of money to his bloody charities, because all he does is just think of others and do his job and give, and you feel guilty as hell. But end of the day, I think that's just RJ for you. His wife was very nice, his daughter was even, you know, very, very nice young lady. And you think, Jesus, she's like, you know, 17, 18 years old. She's nothing like the youngsters, the teenagers in the UK. It's like, my God, someone so grown up. And the place where she worked, you know, the ice cream, like peanut butter ice cream stuff, jeez, really nice. Just this little like mini mall in the middle of Port Jefferson. But if any of you fans get the chance to get to New York City or Port Jefferson, Long Island, whatever, then I highly recommend it. At the end of the video now, I'll just recommend a couple of websites for you, because there are some dodgy ones out there. HelloSydney.com, keep an eye on it. At this time it's been revamped, but I'm sure what Rodrigo's up to is going to be good. So keep an eye on that, keep checking the web address. I'm sure he'll put an announcement on his Twitter when it's live and when it's all been done. Screen Franchise Examiner is John Valerie, but these days with not a lot going on, there's not a lot he puts up obviously, but he has got a Facebook and a Twitter, and his page is still on there on the Examiner. You can see it on my links page, it's linked. Powers and Johnson website is basically RJ's site for the Face of Fear. Keep an eye on that because that does get updated and new info does pop up. At the minute, as far as I remember, it's still got the info for the charity masks and books. Remember, there's only the books left. But again, the hen's teeth of Face of Fear books, because they're signed by Wes and RJ. Get on there, donate, do something good for charity, get yourself a nice book in return. That's your Powers and Johnson. On the Facebook groups, I can't even remember the address, but if you check the people I follow on my Twitter, you'll see one of them, like Zaxter or Zachary Cook. He puts links up all the time for his weekly videos at the minute, and he has got 2 Facebook groups where you can sell and trade and deal in GhostFace and Scream items. Screen-movies.com is obviously Ashley Tenarchi, not Tenace. Ashley Tenarchi has it was a Tumblr blog, now she's converted it a bit, and Wes Craven's been on there along with David Arquette and a few others. Doesn't seem right, does it really? I mean, you got ghostface.co.uk, bloody screenmovie.net from a long time ago, Screen Trilogy from a while ago. Hello Sydney's been around a while now, Screen Franchise Examiner. I don't remember Mr. Craven saying anything to us, saying good work. Huh? What's the beef here, Mr. Craven? We've been around a long bloody time, it's not like we can't be noticed. But even so, a little bit of credit to Ashley there, because she must have done something bloody right. But I think it's because she's a teenage girl, you know what I mean? It's because you're a young teenage girl, Ashley, trying to make you feel good at a young age, because in the teenage years, the brain can sometimes go into destruct mode and make teenagers little sods. Even so, she still put work into the site, put it online herself, people follow. The only thing I find weird with Scream-movies.com is the fact that a lot of people that ask her questions always go on as anonymous. Why? Honestly, why? I can't work that out. Just put your name, just put a username, you know. Why does it always be anonymous this or anonymous that? Seems a bit iffy to me. Some dodgy people out there. But apart from that, these are your sites to have a gander at the second. When you do go online looking for Scream info at the minute, it's mainly headlines on the odd Scream 5 or TV series that will pop up, and obviously Ghostface news with regards to my site and anything else that bloody pops up in the Google results. But at the minute they're sort of like your main ones, your screenmovies.com, your Hello Sydney, your Screen Franchise Examiner, and the ghostface.co.uk. Screentrilogy.net was active during Scream 4 period, is now just doesn't seem to do anything with it, I don't know. But for now, 10 to 3 in the afternoon here, we've waffled on too long on this one. I thank you all for watching if you have made it this far. Thank you very much to RJ Talbot for everything so far. I hope that I can continue in the future, talk to this chap, I'm sure I will. But goddamn, since 2010 I wanted to meet him, and then last year it came true, and God, bigger and better in real life, you know what I mean? It's just so surreal, knowing that we've been there, come back, you know, I've met him, had dinner with him, been on tour with him, got us a limo. Jeez. And same with all the ZP to people, and just the New Yorkers. The taxi people, the bus tours, all the rest of them that we met. But yeah, thanks for all that. Thanks to New York, basically. But we'll see you sometime in the future. I don't know how many more video updates will be coming, depends on what's going on, whether this TV series kicks off, whether more merchandise comes. Probably even give a review when the scalers come and the fade in and out mask and the 8-inch retro style Ghostface figure. Hopefully in the future as well, RJ will have another book on the way, and by all means we'll cover that as well, and we'll see what happens. But for now, chaps, this isn't going to be a weekly thing like Zacko does, because there is bits and bobs going on here that I have to sort out. There's a car we've got problems with at the minute, there's my car I've got to sort out. There's always something at the minute, so these videos sort of put a little bit further down the list than normal for me. But the site is never forgotten. I check my site every single day, make sure nothing's been hacked, or just see what's about in the headlines for other Ghostface or Scream or whatever stuff that's out there. But that's it for now. It's just a case of keep collecting your masks, keep building up your collections, don't have sex, don't do drugs, and don't say who's there, because you never bloody know these days, especially in this area. Right, we'll leave you to it. See you in a bit, Zacko, Mr. Richie Suttles, Joshy B, Jason Labrosse, Chris Jason Downs, Nate Reagan. I'm trying to think of all these other bloody names on Facebook and Twitter of the Screen Fans. Was said Zacko. All the other people that bloody comment on the GhostFace Facebook page or Zacko's pages, or on just on Facebook as a whole. We'll see you all soon. If there's any names I forgot, I'm sorry, but I'm a bit pushed for time today. There's only another half hour, I've got to feed the damn cats, man, and then the missus will be coming back. But we'll see you soon, take it easy, and hopefully see you in the near future. See you later.